I also want to congratulate Vivek because he did a hell of a job. He came from zero, and he's got a big percent, probably 8%, almost 8%, and that's an amazing job. They all did. They're all very smart people, very capable people.
Tomorrow, I'm going to appear with Donald Trump at a rally in New Hampshire to lay out what I see and what we see for the future of the country. And you know what? We're going to do our part to save this country. And I'm going to ask you guys to celebrate not the end of this campaign, but the beginning of the next phase of our movement. So may our best days be ahead of us, guys. God bless you and your families, and we love you all.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about some news that broke last night after the Iowa caucuses, after I posted my initial analysis video of what happened in a historic night for former President Trump as he essentially won in a landslide, which is that Vivek Ramaswamy is dropping out of the GOP race. He has endorsed President Trump, and he is going to be campaigning with Trump in New Hampshire. Now, these developments are somewhat shocking, but shouldn't be shocking. And honestly, it's probably the best path forward for Vivek. And I want to talk about this and tell you guys what I think about it. So we're going to play a video of Vivek making his announcement, and then I want to talk about it. But first, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, BioTrust. Those who set their New Year's resolutions around health and beauty are helping collagen supplements grow in popularity. This supplement has trended recently as people are looking for ways to improve their skin, hair, nails, and joint health. For example, if you press a baby's cheeks, it bounces back because of the collagen that is present. Conversely, large pores and wrinkles appear as we lose collagen. The only collagen I recommend and use is this amazing magical supplement. It helps reduce visible signs of aging, reduce wrinkles, and promotes a youthful complexion of the skin. One scoop a day provides 5 critically important types of collagen your skin needs to perform and look its best. Plus, there are no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Get it now for a whopping 53% off this New Year's. Plus, receive free live health and fitness coaching for life, a new ebook titled The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin, a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, and free shipping. Order now by going to healthwithpatriot.com. Again, that is healthwithpatriot.com.
Now, this is a campaign founded on speaking the truth. Not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. Not just to the Democrats, but to our own side. And not just to other campaigns and candidacies, but to ours. And so I will stick to the truth tonight. The first hard truth, and this one's hard for me. I got to admit this. But we've looked at it every which way, and I think it is true that we did not achieve the surprise that we wanted to deliver tonight. And I think that that's just a hard fact that we're going to have to accept as a campaign. And the question then is, what do we do that is right for our country? And so Purv and I, we actually didn't make this contingency plan before everybody told us to. We said, no, we're not doing that. But we talked about it tonight. We took a little bit of time in our apartment in Des Moines before coming here to make some hard choices. And I wanted to make a couple of announcements tonight to get the business out of the way. And then I want to tell you where we're going. As of this moment, we are going to suspend this presidential campaign. And this is going to have to be, there is no path for me to be the next president absent things that we don't want to see happen in this country. And I think that I am very worried for our country. I think we are skating on thin ice as a nation. We have done everything in our part to make, and done, every one of us in this room has done our part to save this country. And I am so proud of every one of you who have lifted us up. But we're a campaign founded on the truth. And so that's why we've made that decision today. And I'm also making the decision that this has to be an America First candidate in that White House. As I've said since the beginning, there are two America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight, I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulate him on his victory. And now going forward, he will have my full endorsement for the presidency. And I think we're going to do the right thing for this country. And so I'm going to ask you to follow me in taking our America First movement to the next level. It did not begin in 2016. It began in 1776.
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Now, you guys obviously know how I feel about Vivek, as I am on the younger side of the conservative movement in the sense that, I am under 30. And somebody like Vivek, who is young, that comes along and is extremely smart, intelligent, extremely hardworking. He has, ideas that are essentially taking the America First movement to the next level. I've never seen somebody articulate the America First agenda in a way that he has, okay? Obviously, it is disappointing for him to drop out of the race, okay? It's not something that I'm necessarily happy about, but it is one of those things that in the long run is probably the best thing for him, considering how, with the results of the Iowa caucus, he did not realistically have a chance of winning, okay? I mean, he worked his ass off in Iowa. I mean, the dude held more events than everybody combined, plus some, and he only finished with 8% of the vote. Now, it's a good thing because he came from nowhere and nobody knew who he was just 1 year ago, all the way to finish in 8% in Iowa, right? That is a good thing, right? That is objectively a good thing, and that is a reflection of hard work and dedication. However, I can't tell you that I'm not disappointed in the fact that only 8% of Iowans can see a man like that, see the work ethic, see the intelligence, see the articulation, see the knowledge, right? The grasp on the issues, and he only gets 8% support. Okay, that is the disappointing part of it. Okay, that to me, I have a lot of questions about that, but that's something that honestly isn't even worth talking about in this video. Okay, I'm just saying that ultimately at the end of the day, Vivek showed us the conservative values that we believe in, right? Hard work, meritocracy, family, faith, freedom. He placed those things at the forefront of his campaign, and it was very refreshing to see somebody take on the liberal media, somebody promote the America First agenda in a way that we've never seen before. And I think that is the greatest contribution that he's made to the movement. And I'm sure that will continue to live on in the future, because instead of being mad about the result, okay, and salty, he decided to drop out with grace, even though I don't think he necessarily had to drop out at this point, because I think that 8% basically suggests that he's not taking that much support from Trump, and he could have justified just kind of staying in the race as just a guy to be there if/when the establishment tries to take Trump out of the race, okay, when it's just Trump and Nikki Haley. That is what he claimed that his plan was, but I think that his inability to really garner significant support, especially over somebody like Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis, probably prompted him to drop out and say, you know what, it's better for me to throw my support behind former President Trump, which I want people to understand. Vivek doing something that he said he would do from the beginning while supporting Trump the whole time. I hope that resolves people's issues with Vivek in regards to trust, because a lot of people keep saying, well, I don't know if I can trust Vivek. He came out of nowhere. He's Obama. He's a smooth talker, etc. I mean, a bunch of crazy stuff, really, to be quite honest with you. But at the end of the day, the man kept his promise. He dropped out of the race. He endorsed Trump. Now he is going to be campaigning for Trump in New Hampshire. So again, if the guy is a snake oil salesman, if he was trying to backstab Trump, if he really wasn't pro-Trump, I'm not sure why he would drop out of the race and endorse Trump. In fact, I'm not sure what the hell is he doing in politics. I hope that helps ease people's fears in regards to him being some type of, untrustworthy person or snake oil salesman or whatever issues that people have with Vivek that, in my opinion, are really unfounded. Okay, because ultimately, at the end of the day, unlike Ron DeSantis, unlike Nikki Haley, when he saw that there's no real path to victory, at least through the election, that is, hey, he bowed out and he endorsed Trump. And he did not have to run a whole campaign bashing Trump, trashing Trump. No, he had great reverence for Trump. He said, look, Trump is the best president of the 21st century. His policies were great. I agree with him on mostly everything. But I can take the agenda to the next level, right? That was his campaign. He didn't bash Trump, okay? He gave Trump credit where credit is due. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think he's proved that, hey, he's a genuine person and he's also a class act, right? And I hope that's something that people can appreciate about Vivek, because he did a lot of things that we've never seen before in a Republican primary. He took on the media in ways that we've never seen. And that is something that will be sorely missed. However, again, he's moving on to maybe greener pastures, right? In regards to helping Trump. I'm not sure exactly what his role will be in regards to helping Trump campaign. I'm not sure if Vivek is in the conversation to be VP. I personally think from the traditional political perspective, Vivek is probably not a good VP pick in the sense that him and Trump are too similar. However, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit in the sense that seeing what Vivek did on the campaign trail in Iowa, his energy, the amount of work that he's willing to put in, I believe that even if Trump selected him to be VP, although politically it might not necessarily be the best thing for him to do because they're too close, I think that Vivek's work ethic and his ability and motivation to campaign and to talk to people and to listen to people and to convert them to his side, I think that that is an invaluable asset along with everything else he brings to the table that would be very valuable to somebody like Trump, especially in a VP role. Because what Trump really needs in his next presidency is somebody that knows how to execute. And you need knowledge, okay? You need understanding of the issues, the Constitution, the law, how things work. You need that in order to execute. And Trump needs that desperately, okay, in his next administration as an executor. And Vivek is an executor. So I hope that Trump sees that. I'm not sure if the proper role for Vivek will be VP. Trump probably won't choose him to be VP. But hopefully Vivek is in some position where, you know, he's going to be able to execute and gain that trust that for whatever reason some people don't have when it comes to him. And then hopefully, you know, he can come back in 2028. Okay, we will see how it works out. I'm thinking maybe he might be the head of the FDA or something like that, right? Or who knows? I mean, he could be, you know, Treasury Secretary, right? I mean, he does have a finance background. He, you know, so, I mean, he could do so many things because he's basically a genius, right? So there's so many different roles that he can have. I just hope that he's able to gain the trust that people don't have for him through you know, working for the Trump campaign or working for the Trump administration. That's my hope. However, we'll see. But with that being said, we got to talk about Nikki Haley, okay, Nimrata, who made some interesting comments following the Iowa caucuses in which she basically declared that it is now a two-man race. Take a look.
We have had an amazing 11 months here in the Hawkeye State. I came to Iowa early and often, and I kept coming back, even though the cold weather is brutal. But the kindness of Iowans will never be lost on me. You're faithful, patriotic, and hardworking Americans, and I will forever be grateful for the time that we had. At one point in this campaign, there were 14 of us running. I was at 2% in the polls. But tonight, Iowa did what Iowa always does so well. The pundits will analyze the results from every angle. We get that. But when you look at how we're doing in New Hampshire, in South Carolina, and beyond, I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race. Tonight, I will be back in the great state of New Hampshire. And the question before Americans is now very clear. Do you want more of the same? Or do you want a new generation of conservative leadership?
Yeah, so you see that you heard that. Again, that is a fascinating way of celebrating defeat, right? Third place, right? By essentially declaring that the race is now a two-man race. Again, even though Nikki Haley came into third, okay? And she's basically saying out loud exactly what Vivek had been saying the whole time that the establishment wants, which is for it to be a two-man race. We're going to look at the polls here because the polls actually do matter, okay? They were accurate in Iowa, so you got to assume that there's some accuracy to them when it comes to New Hampshire and South Carolina. So let's look at the New Hampshire poll here, as Nikki Haley allegedly is at 30%. Now, Nikki Haley has to win New Hampshire, right? She has to win New Hampshire. With Vivek dropping out, it probably makes it more likely that those votes are going to go to Trump, right? So Trump may have some more breathing room because of Vivek dropping out. But Nikki Haley is within striking distance. Okay, and so it seems, feels confident that she can be competitive in New Hampshire, even though I don't think she has a snowball's chance in hell of actually winning the primary, even if she does win New Hampshire, which, again, I don't think is going to happen. But, again, this is what she's banking on. Now, the question is whether or not Ron DeSantis is going to drop out because he's sitting at 5% in New Hampshire. He's sitting at 5%. If Ron DeSantis drops out, then it effectively does become a two-person race. And that is the person to really watch, right? Ron DeSantis, what is he going to do? As of the making of this video, I have not heard anything about DeSantis and his future and whether or not he's going to drop out. But he doesn't have a path forward to victory. That's the truth. He really doesn't. He just doesn't. So I don't understand why he's still in the race at this point. But, you know, the only reason I can think of is that, well, maybe he's trying to take away votes from Trump. I'm not entirely sure. But he's effectively done. Okay. And then you have South Carolina, in which that's Nikki Haley's home state. She was governor there. Trump is dominating her in her own home state. DeSantis is at 12%. Nikki Haley's at 25%. Trump is at 55%. Yeah, I mean, DeSantis is not competitive here either. Nikki Haley is barely competitive. I mean, she's not really even competitive. I mean, losing by 30 points is not competitive. So, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what Nikki Haley's talking about. She seems to be delusional. But I think people have to keep in mind what could possibly happen, again, moving forward into the future, if it's Nikki Haley and Trump and some of these things in regards to the indictments, whatever, the court cases, whatever happens, starts to kind of catch up with Trump, what the establishment plan may be to try to get Nikki Haley over the top. Okay, now it looks like it's not going to happen. Okay, it looks like the court cases are falling apart, that the deep state is not going to be able to stop Trump from being the Republican nominee. It looks like they're not going to be able to stop him from taking back the White House. However, I think people need to be aware of what's happening, and people don't need to let up. They need to go out, vote, okay, make their voices heard to make sure that Nikki Haley doesn't come anywhere near the White House, because, again, the plan is for it to be a two-person race between Trump and Nikki Haley, and then maybe there will be some surprises that happens. Hopefully not, but I think that's the plan. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.